All right. Good afternoon. This is Timothy Carruthers. Haven't posted a video in a while. I used to post them, or I started to post them every day or every other day, and then I didn't think that they were good, so I took a lot of them down. But I went to work probably like a week ago, and my manager was asking me why I took down those videos, and I was like, was there something wrong with them, And he was just like, no, they're cool. He's like, you should keep making them. He's like, that stuff is cool. So I decided to start making them again. All the videos, the theme of them have to do with alcohol and drug use and different laws that apply to people that either get caught with paraphernalia or DUI, stuff like that. Just a quick little intro really about myself is that I'm 4 months and 4 days sober today. This is the first time since I was 14 I decided to get sober. So I'm 34 now, so first time in 20 years. I tried to get sober. First time in 20 years I've been sober, and I've gotten in some trouble with the law when I was under the influence of drugs. Um, I got arrested over 10 years ago prior, also when I was under the influence of drugs. I've been going to IOP. I'm about to graduate from there. I go to AA. I go to NA. I go to CSB. I do a lot of things to try to keep myself busy and to keep myself sober. One of the things I love doing is watching videos of like murder videos or DWI videos, basically anything that has to do with people doing stupid stuff when they're drunk or under the influence of drugs. So today's video is going to be about a law that was started in New Jersey called John's Law. And it's pretty simple, and I'm going to go over what the law is and then talk about why they started this law. So John's Law is a law that states when you are arrested for DUI or DWI, and the difference between DUI and DWI is that a DWI is driving while intoxicated, a DUI is driving under the influence. So driving while intoxicated means that you're between a point 0.6 and a point 0.8. It could even be below a point 0.6 but over a point 0.2 depending on how well you do on FS FSSTs, so standardized field sobriety test. I might have said the acronym wrong for that, but it's standardized field sobriety tasks. They don't call it tests because it's not a pass or fail. It's basically there's certain indicators they look for that if you're under the influence, you cannot like fake. So one of them is a horizontal gaze nystagmus, which is the test they do with the light, and they go back and forth. And basically, if you're under the influence and you're looking at a light go back and forth, your eyes will shift back and forth, and there's no way you could control that. So it's easy to get to know if somebody's under the influence for them if they're trained to do that type of stuff, which most people that do DWI or DUI investigations are trained specifically for that type of thing. So back to the John's Law. So John's Law is if you take one of those tasks and you fail or you refuse outright, when they arrest you for the DWI, they have to they have to impound your vehicle for 12 hours. And this started in New Jersey, but it's not in every state, but it's in a lot of states. So what they do is they'll impound your car, you'll go to jail. If it's your first time, you could be released, and then they'll release you with the summons, but you still won't be able to get your car back for 12 hours. But also, if you don't get released or it's not your first time, you're going to spend up to 6 hours in the jail, and then when you get released from there, you still got to wait those other 6 hours to get your car back out of the impound. As well as somebody has to sign a paper that says when you get out that they will not let you drive any vehicle for the remainder of those 12 hours. And then that way, if you drive not just the car they impounded, but the car the person picked you up in, or any other type of car, that person will be liable for charges as well. And that's the law basically in a nutshell. So the whole thing in a short version is, if you get arrested for DUI for either failing your field sobriety task or you refuse to do field sobriety tasks, they impound the car for 12 hours. And you will spend most likely 6 hours inside the jail, half of that time inside the jail to detox a little bit. And then someone will have to sign a paper releasing you, saying that they won't let you drive any other vehicle. This started in New Jersey. A man named John Elliott, he was killed because a man got arrested. I typically don't say the person's name that killed them unless it's like an outright murder video, because I don't like to say people's names that basically, you know, committed crime against somebody else. But the person, I do like to say the names of what the laws are named after, or the person who got their life taken away, to bring more awareness to it. So the guy's name was John Elliott, and what happened was, before you could get a DUI or DWI, they would arrest you. You would or have someone sign a paper after you spent 6 hours saying that they wouldn't let you drive a vehicle. And then half the time when you got arrested, if your vehicle was already parked in a specific spot where it wasn't in the way or on private property or something like that, they would leave it there instead of towing it. And then, that person would probably go to jail for 6 hours, get out, and then they would go right back to their car. That's what happened in the case with John Elliott. But when the person even though he had someone sign a paper saying they wouldn't let him drive a vehicle, they let John after six. They let not John, but the person that killed John, they let him out after the 6 hours. That person got in their vehicle and then drove probably a couple minutes down the road, was still intoxicated, crashed into John Elliott and killed him. So the governor of New Jersey basically was the one that passed the bill that said, if you get pulled over and you either refuse or you blow over a 0.6 to a 0.8 over the legal limit, or even within the DWI threshold, that they would impound your car for 12 hours no matter what. Even if somebody else was there to say, hey, I'm not drunk, or I could come pick the car up so it doesn't get impounded. It doesn't work like that anymore. It used to work like that. It no longer works like that because of what happened with John Elliott. Now you get an impound for 12 hours no matter what, and more than 50% of the time you're going to spend half that time in jail sobering up as well. And the person that's coming to release you has to sign a paper saying they won't let you drive any vehicle, not just the one that you got pulled over in. So that's John's Law. Not sure if a lot of people know that. I am sure that I say a lot. Sorry about that. I'm trying to work on it. So maybe cut me some slack on that one. But if anybody didn't know about John's Law, or you're hearing about that for the first time, leave a comment, like my video, share it if you have a family member that's been killed by a drunk driver before. And at the end of all my videos, I always like to say, don't drink, don't do drugs. If you are going to drink or do drugs, don't drive. That simple. Thank you for listening to my video. I appreciate you guys, and have a good day.